Good morning. It's Sunday, March the 8th. Welcome back or welcome for the first time at Barb's Inspirational and Crafts. For those of you that have tuned in on my channel, you know that I'm new, and you can just tell by my videos that I am new. Things are kind of raw and I'm just learning this. But I want to thank you, and if there's things that you're interested in me as I talk and say things, try to be intelligent on things and inspirational. I've got scriptures, and I love the Lord. So I'm thankful for the sunshine. It came out. There is storms everywhere, and I went out just a few minutes ago to put bird feed out. The ground, there's water standing. I put what I call my little yard garden shoes on. The ground just squished, just like this. So, but the sun's out, and I'm not for sure how much rain we're still going to get, maybe Monday and Tuesday. But boy, these tornadoes, I feel for you all that are going through these tornadoes. There's been loss of life with these storms, and your homes, your vehicles, your jobs. We need to all pull our hearts together and ask God for mercy. And then all the other stuff that's happening in the United States and in the world. You know, the gas prices are really going up. And I work. I'm still working. I work full time. Most of the time, the company I work for, we have overtime, which means, they keep hiring people. But some people just don't work as long. They don't really, they get hired, and then they're not real satisfied with what they do. And you need to work where you feel comfortable. Because if you don't, and you just stay at a place and you're miserable, then you're tied in, okay, I'm getting this much money per week. And things are very uncertain, and maybe, you've got obligations and you're afraid to make a change. Well, the advice that I've got there for you is make sure, if you are going to change your jobs or your career, that you got it down. You got it down. You know for a fact you are hired. You know what your hour per hour is. You know what insurance you're going to get. You know your schedule that you're going to work it. And you know that the company you work for is a pretty sure-footed business. And it's real uncertain about things. We're living in a very scary time. It's always been wars and rumors of wars. Some things are rumors, some things are wars. Well, what's going on right now is affecting all of us. So, but I am working. I'm 73. I'm still working. Some of you that are on Social Security, or you have not only Social Security, you have annuities and things coming from where you retired and your company. Well, I didn't have that, and my husband was sick, so I did retire early. So that made really cut my money down when I had to retire early. I had to retire when I was 62 because I wanted to make sure that he had help. I wasn't about to put my husband in a home. Sometimes you have to. I'm not throwing off on nobody. I'm just saying, and had it got to the point where I would have done what I needed to do. But thank the Lord I didn't have to. Anyway, getting back to that, I had to go back to work. Now that's something other. I think I've said it before. My husband always would get on to me. I'd say, I have to do something. And he would get on to me about that. Sometimes it would agitate me so bad and say, yes, I do. I have to. No, you don't. You don't have to do it. So I could have not went back to work and suffered the consequences. But the Lord's blessed me with good health. And I had an opportunity to go back to the company where I retired from. They opened their doors for me. So it's not, I had to, or I got to. I mean, I got to. Not, I got to. I got to. You see what I'm saying? You can say the same words. I got to go back. Or I got to. I was given that opportunity to go back to a company that I worked for years, and I knew what they represented and I knew what they required. So it was on my record already what I did. That was a blessing. So anyway, I do want to say to you all, any of you all that are listening, if you're thinking of changing your jobs, don't quit your job and then go look for a job. Don't do that. I don't know how many people that I have witnessed that have done that. I will find a job. I'm done with this company, and I don't know why I'm talking about this, but evidently the Lord, I feel like, is maybe leading me on this. But when you say, I'm done with this company, I'm mad with this company, I don't like the way they treat me, I don't like the money they're giving me, I don't like my hours, and quit. They just quit. And they don't have a job. In the uncertainty of this world today, I'm talking the world, you better know you definitely have a job. Know what the job is going to pay you. Know what the insurance is going to pay you. Know what your hours are going to be. What are they requiring of you? When is their policy to where you would get a raise? Why do you have to qualify for it to get a raise? A voice of experience. I say a voice of experience. I've never quit like that. But experience for the fact that I know several people that have walked out and it would be months before they got a job. Don't do that. You can endure. You can endure for a while. Pray and ask God to show you where you need to go. And that you have endurance to work the job you've got until you get the other job, and don't just drop them. Be a good employee and give them a 2 weeks notice. Now, there are times when you are so fed up with something, you don't care if you give them a 2 weeks notice. Well, number one, it goes on your record. And number two, it's the conscience within you being right. Whether the company was right with you or not. There are times you have to get out. There are times there are companies that are actually dishonest and wanting you to be dishonest. But that's where you are honest and you go to them and say, look, this is against my morals. I will not work like this. If you have to get out, you get out. But the main thing I'm telling you is make sure you have something. But if it is a situation like that, or if you're being abused, or, and I mean legitimately, or if someone is harassing you, of course, there's all kinds of laws for that. But just make sure you've got something. Sometimes you have to take a lower pay to get out of that job until you can find something else. But we want to be honest with the people that are employing us. And I don't know why I got on all that, but I guess it needed to be talked about. All right, I want to show you this little mat that I made. And you know, I love my material. I've always got scrappy material. You don't have to use scrappy material on this. You can actually make a design. But I just put bits and pieces of material on this. The back's just a plaid. I sewed all these little pieces together. Then I took a dark, as a matter of fact, I think I used an embroidery thread, and I made my stitches big. Just to, there's a little corner there that's kind of goofy looking, but just so that you could see the stitching. And like this square here, just starting out, you know, this is kind of the way I do my big quilts. So I wanted to show you this. It makes cute little placemats. Or on an end table, you can have this with a beautiful vase. Some people say vase, some people say vase, whatever you want to call it, with some flowers in it. Put that on there. You know, there's just, you could even hang this on the wall as far as that's concerned. But these are cute little things you can embroidery. And I'm not real good at embroidering. I'm trying to learn that. But I did, oh, wait, before I show you this. show this other thing. You can actually do something like this. Stitch this up on the sides. Of course, you would turn it inside out first. The reason why I'm not showing you this as I do it, because I'm still new enough that I'm just learning how to do this. Grandma Moses here is slow, but I'm learning to where I'd put it on the camera. So you turn it inside out. Stitch both sides. So now you've got both sides stitched, and then you would flip it inside out. So now you would have something like this. And before that, if you want some tabs, so you could have handles, put you some Velcro or a snap. You could put a couple snaps. You could put a button here and a button here and a tie, one of those stretchy ties. You could have you a pouch to carry in for your suitcase. A zipper. You could do it this way, put it together and put a zipper up here. There's all kinds of things you can use with just that scrappy material. Stuff you're gonna just throw away. Cut it up and sew you something pretty. And here's a little example of what I did with and made. Now here's my little tabs. This one does have a zipper. And then I embroidered. I made stitches. I made little flowers. And this was just out of scrappy material, you can see. And I just put some embroideries on there. This little container, which I could put a little strap on it because I put these tabs on it. But actually, this one here is just holding some Kleenexes and some mints that I have in my purse. So, I wanted to show you those things. So I want to, now, I'm going to switch it a little bit. I want to give you two beautiful scriptures. And it's along with the troubles in this life, the things that we're going through, there is hope in the Lord. If you would get your head and your mind in the Word of God, it'll comfort you. It will help you so much. In Psalms, these are two very, very short verses that I'm going to tell you. Impacted, and you want it drilled in here so much that when you are ready to melt down, you've got this. You have got it. So in Psalms, the Old Testament, chapter 46, verse 1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. There's not hardly a person on this earth that don't have some kind of trouble. Maybe you're not troubled with all the things that's happening out in the world. Maybe you're not troubled about your job. Maybe you're not troubled about your health or your finances. But maybe your family is broken. Maybe your kids are somewhere else. Maybe your husband's not where he needs to be. Maybe your wife's not where she needs to be. Maybe you don't have the energy or the oomph to clean up your house. Do you see what I'm saying? There's trouble there. And a lot of that trouble starts up here. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalms 46:1. Flip over to the New Testament now. 1 Peter 5:7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Casting all your care. If you feel that you don't have one person that you can talk to, that you really need to pour your heart out to, that you just need to cry, you can talk to the Lord. Cast all your care. And even when you're angry, tell him. Tell him, I'm angry about this. A lot of people say, why, Lord, why? The Lord hears that. He will send you comfort. You may not have the answer immediately, but he does care for you. He cares for all of us. He wants all of us to be blessed, but so many people, we are all his creation, but God doesn't have everybody's heart. So he's not their God. He's not their Lord. So casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. And God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And thank you for tuning in again. like and subscribe. Keep looking and keep looking for me. I hope you do. I really appreciate everybody that's listening and watching. I hope you have a good day and try some of those crafts. Just work it. You know, that's something too that's comforting. When I'm stitching, hand stitching, it comforts me. It gives me peace. My body's tired and I can just sit there and sew and relax. Yeah, my mind goes thinking this, and this, but you cannot believe how much you can get sewed. All right, take care of yourself. I sure hope to talk to you real soon.